each class. And that attendance is going to be taken in Blackboard, and it's going to go right into the grade book. So if you ever leave, if you come to class late and you say, oh my gosh, did she get me? Or you didn't hear me call roll and you wondered if I got you, you can always check that attendance in the Blackboard grade book. And if there's a discrepancy, please send me an email. Please reach out to me as soon as possible. What I'd like to do right now is take attendance, and in doing so, because I am going to periodically have you guys go into breakout rooms and work together on things like activities, I'm going to ask everybody when I call your name to introduce yourself to the class, please. So let's start with Kelsey B. Kelsey?
Hi, I'm Kelsey.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Tell us something about yourself.
I'm a toddler teacher at a daycare.
Okay.
I've been working there for like 2 years or so.
Oh, that must be a lot of fun.
It is fun.
Cool. Cool. All right. Thank you. Victoria Running. Victoria?
Yeah, I'm here.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Tell us something about yourself.
I work with 2 kids with spinal bifida, and I love it.
Wow. Wow. It must take a level of patience. I'm impressed. Wow. Very cool. Mackenzie Carpenter? Alina C? Alina?
Hello, I'm doing good. How are you?
How'd you pronounce your name?
I'm sorry, what?
How do you pronounce your first name?
Elena, but you can call me Ellie.
Okay. And tell us something about yourself.
This is my last semester here at NTRIP.
Cool. Cool. Are you going on to another institution?
Yeah, I want to go to Buff State and try to be an ELL teacher.
Okay, very cool. And you've probably heard from your advisor that our education program has kind of been constructed to be right into Buff State. So hopefully that's an easy transition for you. Great. Stephanie, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Tell us something about yourself.
This is my second semester, and I'm trying to get in the swing of things again.
Yeah, aren't we all? Aren't we all? Break is lovely, but it also makes it hard to come back. Yeah. Megan Gill, how are you?
Hi, good. How are you?
Good. Tell us something about yourself.
I'm actually on the basketball team here at NTRIP.
Wow. So you must be tall.
I actually am tall, yes.
I'm envious of tall people. If we were meeting in person, you'd notice that I'm the opposite of tall. So, great. I'm glad you can do that. Naomi, how are you?
Good. Hi guys, I'm Naomi, and I just got employed at a daycare.
Cool. Cool. Very cool. Is it Cameron?
Yep.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Tell us something about yourself.
I actually also work with toddlers at a daycare.
Oh, wow. Okay. That must be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I think after the end of this semester, my husband and I are going to kind of move to the opposite side of the state and do a little bit of daycare for my
It definitely keeps you on your toes.
Say that again?
It definitely keeps you on your toes.
Yeah. Jessica M.
Hi,
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Tell us something about yourself.
I play soccer for the team at NTRIP.
Oh, wow. So you must like running around a lot.
Yeah.
More power to you. My best sport is couch potato. So you can't get injured that way, right? Vincent, Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Tell us something about yourself.
I have never eaten a burger.
You've never what?
Eaten a burger.
Oh, okay.
I
All right.
don't know.
Elizabeth? Em?
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
I can do my alphabet backwards.
That is an impressive life skill.
Yeah.
I don't think I could do that. So cool. Thank you. Ava.
Hi, I'm Ava. This is my second semester at NCCC, and I'm still trying to get used to everything.
Okay. Well, I've heard rumors that hopefully in the fall there'll be a good chance that we'll be back on campus.
Yeah.
It'll be a little bit normal. So I will try my best to replicate the classroom situation, but I know it's hard. So Zachary and Zach.
Hi,
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How about yourself?
Good, good. Tell us something about yourself.
Every summer I get to work at a summer camp and work with kids.
Very cool. That must be a lot of fun.
Mhm.
Great, great. Emily Seymour. Is Emily here? Allison Tolbert?
Hi,
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Tell us something about yourself.
I work at Tops as a cashier.
Oh, wow. So you're considered an essential employee?
Yes.
Been able to get an appointment for that COVID vaccine?
No, I haven't. I can't get it yet, but I'm going to when I can, but
I thought you guys were in Group B. No?
I don't know. I haven't heard anything about it yet.
All right. Okay, look into it. Kayla Z. No, Kayla? All right. Then next, I know it's painfully boring, and I have to apologize. I was a little bit late with starting this class because I took too long last class. But I do feel that it's important that on the first day of class, I walk you guys through the syllabus so you can kind of see what my expectations are and what you'll be doing. So I want to real quick share my screen. And when I share my screen, I'm going to start by going into Blackboard. And hopefully everybody's comfortable with Blackboard. In Blackboard, I'm going to open our class. In the start here, let me just change this real quick so it's a student view. In that start here section, there was a link that hopefully everybody was able to use to successfully get into class. I know students like it better if we use the same link the whole semester, and I'm going to try to do that. But I want to let you know that last semester that did not work because I got Zoom bombed. And if anything like that happens, then I will be sending you a new link for each class. But until that happens, we'll be using the Zoom link here. Over here, I'd like to stress the point 1 down below. If you're using an iPhone to access Blackboard, please realize that you can't just go to the college website on your phone and go into Blackboard and submit things. You have to, if you're using an Apple product, an iProduct, you have to go to the Apple Play Store and get the free Blackboard app. So if you're using an iPhone, you have to get that Blackboard app. Then I'd like to go on to course information syllabus. If you need to contact me, probably the easiest way is by email. I am teaching one face-to-face class this semester. It's night class, so I will be on campus one night a week. However, it's probably better for you to send me an email than to try to leave me a voicemail. In terms of email, hopefully everybody's familiar. I'm going to go to that left-hand toolbar with the Blackboard email. It's the easiest way to send an email to myself or anybody else in class. If you ever want to try to get together with people in class, work together on activities or homework or form a study group, what you're going to do is you're going to go to this select users. And you can pick whomever you want, anybody in class. If you wanted to email me, you would let's try that again. Well, you would select my name and arrow over and select me. I'm going to right now select everybody in class. I'm going to do a real little hokey message. I'm going to just type, the subject is hi, and I'm just going to real quick type hello to everybody. And so that's where you would type a message of your email. Please notice you can include links, pictures, attachments. And then I'm going to hit submit. And that email that I just sent you, like any email you might send each other or send me, will go to your college email address, that T-Wolves email. Hopefully everybody checks that college email, that T-Wolves email, on a regular basis. Any communication from the college to you or from your instructors to you will be through that. If there's ever a need to change an assignment, if I ever need to cancel class, I will send you an email like that, and it will go through Blackboard. Next, course information and syllabus again. The course syllabus, I have to apologize. I know that the syllabus was available to you middle of last week, and over the weekend, I think I sent everybody a message that I made a change. When I teach this class on campus, I usually give 3 tests that are made up of content from 2 or 3 chapters, and I also give daily quizzes. And as I was trying to think of how to do that for Math 109 through Zoom, I was running into door frames. I wasn't coming up with it. So I had decided, instead of giving lots of quizzes and few tests, instead you're going to have 7 tests, 1 for each chapter of the textbook that we cover. In Math 108, you cover chapters 1 through 7 of the textbook. In Math 109, we'll be covering chapters 8 through 14, and there will be a unit test at the end of each. The problem sets that I assign, the homeworks that I assign, that I will collect and grade, will hopefully prepare you for those tests. In order to write those unit tests, I am pulling questions from a test bank that came with the textbook. So doing the work in the textbook should prepare you for that. But I apologize, when I sent that email saying that there was a change in the syllabus, it was because I had thought that, am I correct in assuming that you would be more comfortable with more frequent, smaller tests on just 1 chapter at a time, as opposed to fewer, larger cumulative tests? So that was the reason for the change in the syllabus. And so a lot of what we're going to cover is geometry based. That first unit is going to be dabbling a very little bit in algebra. That was why algebra was a prerequisite for this class. You need to have a little bit of a background in algebra. We will only be quickly reviewing things and looking at how algebraic reasoning might be applied in an elementary classroom. Then we're going to go on to geometry. First, we're going to look at definitions and figures in geometry. Then we're going to look at measurement in geometry. Then we're going to look at transformational geometry. Then we're going to look at geometric reasoning and constructions. And then we're going to end the semester with a chapter on statistics and a chapter on probability. You're going to be expected to read the textbook. Again, I used to give daily quizzes on the reading, but we're not going to have those quizzes this semester. We will be working on activities. There will be a set of activities for each unit that you will use. COVID policies will be working in Zoom. Homework, I will show you the schedule where all the homework assignments are. Also, this is the only class where I do use a handout for notes, because so much of what we do is definitions that should be a review for you. And so rather than making you write all of that out, we will be kind of filling in blanks in a notes handbook. Academic integrity, please don't cheat. If you do, you get a 0 on the assignment. If you cheat more than once, you fail the class, and academic affairs gets involved. And I want to backtrack a little bit. There's a big difference between working together and cheating and copying, and it's usually obvious when people cheat and copy as opposed to work together. For example, working together, I don't think that I could, and this is something that happened in a class that, one of these classes that maybe where the people were copying. I can't believe that 3 intelligent college people working together would all agree that 100 plus 100 is 100. You know, some really obvious arithmetic errors, if those show up on multiple papers, I know that they were copying. If essay questions are identical word for word, I know that that was copying. Essay questions should be answered in your own words. Also, I know that there are a lot of answers that are given in the back of the book. I will not accept as an answer something word for word taken out of the back of the book. And also in terms of numeric answers, I don't just want the answer, I want to see the work. If I don't see work, I will not accept it. Grading, the exams will be 55% of your grade, the activities will be 10%, the homework will be 30%, and attendance is 5%. The letter scale is there. And because this is the second semester of a class, I'm going to go on the assumption that everybody is familiar with the campus policies in terms of accessibility services. If you need a note taker, the notes will be posted in Blackboard, so that hopefully that takes care of that need. If you need classes to record classes, again, I will try to remember to record the Zoom meetings and upload them to Blackboard as a YouTube video, so that should be done for you. If you want a tutor, I know I've gotten a couple of emails from people already. You can get one-on-one help and tutoring help through the Academic Center for Excellence, ACE, on campus. You can also get that help through my office hour, which, oops, I think I missed that. At the beginning of the syllabus, there is a link for my office hours. Also, as long as it's a mutually agreeable time, if you want to meet with me outside class and my office hours don't work, if we can come up with a time where we can both meet, I'm more than willing to meet with you through Zoom and work on problems with you. Some people that I had last semester, I hope found that useful. That's something that's available for you. Computer usage, obviously, because this is a Zoom class, we're going to be using Blackboard a lot. If you need help with any of that, you can reach out to the SUNY help desk. You can reach out to the distance learning people on campus. Real quick overview. Does anybody have questions on anything in the syllabus, or does anybody have questions about any policies that I might have forgotten to mention as I ran through? Usually in an on-campus class, we were asked to have a chair off at the bottom of the sheet to ask you to please sign that you have read the syllabus and agree to all of the course policies. If you have not yet done so, rather than doing a tear off, then ask you to please send me an email letting me know, pardon me, that you did read the syllabus and you agree to the policies. Next, I'd like to look at this course schedule. I'm going to try to adhere to this. Hopefully, because we're meeting virtually, things like snow days and the like won't interfere too much. As you look at this spreadsheet has a bunch of columns. First column is the day of the week, the date, if there's a holiday, reading to be done in class. This is the section of the book that we're going to be covering. And there are some days where, like right now, if you notice, I have an ambitious agenda. I'd like to cover one section each day. There's an extra day in case we run over, or to answer questions if you have any. There's also a day for activities. When we work on activities, I'm going to put you in breakout groups and ask you to work with small groups together. Hopefully everybody has their activity manual. And then over here, the homework assignment, these are pages and question numbers from the textbook. And this last column tells you when they're due. If you look over here for today, there is a reading to be done, introduction activity, and an article that I'd like to ask you to read. And I'd like to ask you to in order to practice submitting your work in Blackboard, to respond to that article by next class. In a minute, I'll show you where to find that. Is everybody all right with how to read this course schedule? Otherwise, everything else is going to be in learning modules and content. And we've got a lot in here already. There's an outline of the notes. If you want to, you might want to print those out chapter at a time, so that you can fill them in as we do in class. And as I click on chapter 8 notes, the notes for this chapter, you're going to see that at the top of the chapter, there is also a list of the assignments and the due dates, so that they're there for you also. And we will be filling in this packet during the course of these first couple weeks. Going back to learning modules and content, that's the note outline. The next folder, class notes and recording. At the end of each class, I will upload the filled in outline as a PDF, so that if you missed writing something, or if you missed class, or if you want to just pay attention and not write, you can get the written word there. Also, that's where I will be posting the YouTube link to the recording of the Zoom class. Going back then, and I apologize that was empty. Activities. Hopefully you have your own activity manual. For those of you who don't, I did scan in semesters ago the activities that we will be doing. We might not be doing all of the activities here, but if you don't have an activity manual, or if you've already filled in some of the activities, you can print them out and work from these PDFs. Next, handouts. There won't be that many additional handouts in class. Eventually in here, I will try to have copies of things like graph paper, dot paper, some of those virtual manipulatives that you will need. But as I look in that handout folder right now, what is there is that article that I'd like you to read. If you want to, you can print out the article and write your reflection on it. And it's coming over here as a Word document. Write your reflection on it below. Or if you want to just write your own thoughts on a sheet of paper, you can do that too. So that article that I am asking you to read is in handouts. Also, tests will be in this folder. Again, the tests will be in Blackboard. In addition to doing the tests in Blackboard, you are going to have to do all of your supporting pencil and paper work and submit them in a separate Dropbox. I'd like to go down to this folder here, submit work, because in here, I'd like you to submit your reflection on that algebra article. As I click on that algebra article, I just want to make sure that everybody's comfortable with submitting work into a Dropbox. I know the people who had me last semester used this way of submitting work. You can, if you want to, you can type your submission, but for this one, I would really prefer if you do it pencil and paper by hand, so that everybody can practice submitting their work. Otherwise, if you've got a written document and you want to submit a picture of it, it's better if you go through and do this on your phone than in Blackboard. You can, if you want to, take a picture, upload it to your computer, and browse your computer to find it. But instead, I'm going to back out of here for just a minute. Instead, if of doing this on a computer, if I were going to do this on my phone, on my phone, and these are screenshots that I took from my own phone. Oh, where is it? Here it is. On my phone, I don't have that one. I want the second page. The second page is what's more important. You get that attached files. And I noticed myself on my phone, if I click on that browse my computer, that next screen that comes up, when I click browse my computer, gives me an option to pull my camera right up. And so I can, with my phone, take pictures of that work. And in the process of taking the picture, it is immediately uploaded to Blackboard. And so that would be my suggestion as to how to do it. problems that I ran into last semester. I know some people set their cameras so that it actually takes a little video with each picture. Video pictures don't upload right, so please make sure you're just taking a still picture. And also people who are using Apple products, you have to make sure you're using that Blackboard app so that things upload. I would like everybody to try to upload their response to this way, so that if there is a problem uploading a document to Blackboard, we can find it out and fix it before it's something that occurs in the middle of a test. So that this reflection, this article reflection should be done before class time, next class, and uploaded. And that way I can go through and look. And if anybody has, if it doesn't upload correctly, I can send you an email and we can see if we can do something to correct that. Okay, any questions on that?
You have a question in the chat.
Yes. Oh, I do. Thank you for letting me know because the chat does not show. Yes, you can submit work early. If you want to submit something early and there isn't a Dropbox built into Blackboard yet, send me an angry email telling me that I have to create that Dropbox for you. I do not have a problem with people submitting work early. Usually I wait until I have a goodly amount to grade, because I found that if I grade everybody's papers all at once, I'm more fair in terms of the way I grade things. But if you do submit things early, I will try to get them back to you in a more timely fashion. So, any questions on anything else? If not, let me see what time we've got. Oh yeah, we do still have 20 minutes. I'd like to open OneNote, and over here, OneNote is what I am going to be using like my dry erase board, so that when I give notes, I will be writing on this. That note packet handout I have uploaded to OneNote, and I'll be filling it in. So can everybody read that? If my penmanship is not legible, please yell at me, please ask. And also, I don't know if I said this often enough yet, please, with respect to the homework, don't leave it all go till the night before it's due, because it's too much work to do on one night. Start working on it early. I promise I will start every class asking, has anybody looked at the homework? Does anybody have any questions on it? I think all of you have worked from that same text before, and it's my experience that usually people here are having a problem with the homework. It's more the wording of the textbook than the content. So if you need help being explained what's being asked or how to do something, please ask at the beginning of each class if you have a problem with the homework. Also, if there's anything that I do in class that you don't understand, if I say something and it's not clear, please, 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 ask questions. The only bad question is a question that is not asked. All right, please feel free to stop me, ask me to go over things. So I'm going to move this group of people, and if anybody's interested, I also have a copy of that algebra article at the bottom of this, which I will be uploading to Blackboard with the notes. And so I'd like everybody, did anybody get the crazed email I sent this morning asking you to please try to remember to bring your activity manuals with you today? Does anybody have their activity manual with them today? Okay. How about everybody else? Do we have activity manuals? Because if not, I just want to look at just the first page of activity 1 in chapter 8, which asks you to color things in and fill in a table. And so what I'd like to do right now is divide you into small groups to work on this activity. Before I do that, let me real quick stop sharing my screen so I can see you. Those of you who don't have your activity manual, if I'm not sharing the screen, it won't help in breakout rooms for you to look at that activity from my screen, but can you access that activity in Blackboard? If you don't have your activity manual, can you access Blackboard while you're in Zoom? Yes, no, maybe? Nobody's answering me.
Yes.
Yes? Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I am going to, oh dear, put you folks in breakout rooms. Let's see. This again. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 12, 13 people. And so let's make 6 rooms, and you'll be working in pairs. It'll be randomly picked who you're paired with. And I think there will be one group of 3, and I'll give you guys about 5 minutes to work on this activity. All right. If you need a hand, give me a shout out. Okay, have fun. And I think hopefully, is there something that popped up that you can join your room? Cameron, are you there?
I got it. My laptop had died and I was stuck in the room.
Oh, okay. Can you do you know how to get into the breakout room?
I do. Yes, I can see it.
Okay. All right. Great. Okay. How did that go?
It went good.
Yeah.
I didn't know breakout rooms till we finished. If we would just come back. So
Okay, all right. And how was the activity? Did you have fun coloring?
yeah, I did. I kind of scribbled a little bit. Kind of looks like a kindergartner did it because I was trying to do it fast, but it was fun.
You have to wait mine. Naomi, did you ever get an activity manual, honey?
No, I did not. They had ran out again. I was upset.
Okay, the PDFs are there in Blackboard, so print
That's
them
what
out.
I was looking at. I was telling Allison that when she asked if I had one, I said I'm using Access from Blackboard.
Yeah, and so hopefully, everybody, if you don't have an activity manual, you can access those PDFs in Blackboard. I know that when I taught this on campus, I asked everybody to have an activity manual. But then I had some students who said they didn't want to write it because they wanted to use some of the activities when they became a teacher someday. And so I usually did give handouts for the activities. But now what I'm going to do is share my screen. And yikes, you guys probably colored better than I. I cheated and used a highlighter instead of crayons. I'm hoping that, I need to erase something. I'm hoping that everybody was comfortable with counting the number of blocks in each. But I'm wondering how you folks did with those last couple columns where you didn't have it drawn. But before I do that, I should be do a little bit more housekeeping before we look at the math involved. You okay, guys? Okay, doing that? Did you get something accomplished? Working in those breakout rooms, working on the activities together. Is that going to be an all right way to ask you folks to work together during the course of the semester?
Yeah.
Is random pairing all right with everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So number of yellow tiles. Did everybody get that? Each and every one had 4 yellow tiles. The
Yep.
4 corners. And so it was easy to generalize for any size square, no matter what number n is, you would have 4 yellow. Red tiles, in the 3 by 3, there were 4. In the 4 by 4, there were 8. In the 5 by 5, I think I counted 12, then 16, then 20. How many do you think there would be in an 8 by 8?
24.
24? Okay. And how did you get that?
The tiles go up by 4 every time.
Beautiful. There was this pattern that we could look at going across where it went up by 4 each time. But could anybody find another pattern that went from the number of sides to the number of red tiles that would allow us to write an expression here for a general square if it has n squares on a side? How many of those would be red? Did anybody find a pattern between these numbers, the sizes of the sides, pardon me, and the number of red tiles?
It's like 1 less. So like for 7, it's like 6 times 4.
Okay, I get where you're going. For 7 though, I got 5 times 4. So are you all right?
That's
I think, yeah, I
Yes.
think instead of 1 less, you mean 2 less? So are you telling me that it's 4 times, and we need parentheses here, 2 less than the number of sides?
Yes.
Because if we took 1 yellow off of each side, we're taking 2 away from each side. And then there are 4 sides. I like it. Very cool. How about the number of blue squares? 3 by 3 had 1, 4 by 4 had 2, 5 by 5 had 7, 6 by 6 had 16, 7 by 7 had 25. Does anybody notice another number pattern there?
They're all perfect squares.
They're all perfect squares. So using that observation that they're all perfect squares, what number should go over here for that 8 by 8?
36.
36. And so we can say that we're increasing the number that we're squaring each time. But again, in order to generalize to this last one, n by n, we're looking for a relationship between the number of sides and what we squared. Did any group come up with that relationship? For 4, it was 2 squared. For 5, it was 3 squared. For 6, it was 4 squared. For 7, it was 5 squared. Does anybody notice anything? Any thoughts? Well, I'm looking at the time that's left, and there's only 2 minutes. And so I'm giving you 3 homework assignments for next class. 1, think about it. Think about how you would fill that last one in. 2, read that article and write me a reflection. I'm not looking for lots of words. I'm looking for what you think of what that article says. I'm asking for your opinion. I'm not going to grade it whether it's right or wrong. I'm just going to grade it whether it's done or not. And again, submit your handwritten reflection in Blackboard so we can make sure that everybody, I know last semester there were some people who kept getting kinks trying to submit things in drop boxes. Let's try to make sure that everybody can do that successfully before semester quiz. And then thirdly, if you have a chance to read chapter 8, section 1, that's what we're going to be looking at next class. And if you read it in advance, it'll give you a better idea as to where we're going, and it might make a little bit more sense. Other than that, let me stop sharing my screen. Let me stop the stop recording, and let